Hey guys, it's me. Oh, I'm back? Question mark again after what? Not even uploading what? 2 videos in the year, and it's already the 25th. It's kind of crazy. Uh, there's a lot behind it. I'm not gonna lie. Part of it was also like laziness, laziness, laziness. There were days where I was just like, man, I really don't feel like recording right now. And, you know, winter is generally like my harder months in terms of, staying on track and being motivated, right? Determined, disciplined, to what I want to do with myself and who I am. So, I do really apologize for that inconsistency. Just off since the beginning, not since the beginning, but like there was a certain point where it just kind of like dropped off. And it's like I finally got to 100 subscribers and like now I just disappear off the face of the earth. Like what the heck, right? Like I almost slipped up. But like what am I doing, right? So I do desire to make a change with that and be more open and honest. And honestly, even after that last video of me explaining myself in the whole sense of like, not removing that limit, I feel like it worked a little backwards. After that video, I realized now that a lot of what stopped me too is like feeling as though what I've done has been corny. Not corny, but what's the word? Like unserious, taken unserious, I don't know. I let that get to my head a lot more than it should. And I've realized that because I also realized there are people there that, look at these videos as an outlet, so it's kind of, I find it hard to believe sometimes. And I feel like that's also like a big thing too, because it's like the whole purpose of me doing this was to be a positive outlet for people, but it's like a struggle with myself. So that's way too much. I'm telling way too much. I'll explain later on in the video, but let's just get into it. I do apologize again for the inconsistency this year. Not a really good way to start off, but I will be back more than usual, more than I have been this year already. But yeah, moving forward. First off, good morning, good evening, good night, whatever time you're watching this video. It is currently Thursday, January 25th, 2023. Right now it is 6:57 p.m. I got home not too long ago. I was just at my friend's house for a little bit, and that was it. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, taking care of yourself. Second off, if your day is just starting, I hope you have a great day. If you're in the middle of your day, I hope you're having a great day. And if you are coming towards the end of your day and it has not been so great, do something to make it great, because you still got time and you can still make a change and make your life within this day, make this day better. Make this day not as rough or challenging as it has been. A bad day is only a bad day if you make it a bad day, in my opinion. That's my philosophy on that, but yeah. Moving forward, today's video is going to be a word of the day, and this word of the day is kind of relating back to what the whole spiel in the beginning about what I explained. And like really, I was gonna make this reflecting with AD, but the last video was reflecting with AD. But so I was like, I wanted to do something where I can reflect off my own testimony as well as giving what I've always given on this channel. Word of the day is right. And that word of the day is commit to yourself. In this life, we are going to have a lot of things and experiences that demonstrate to us the value and the depth of commitment. Whether that is committing to a job, committing to school, committing to someone else's life in terms of responsibility, committing to a relationship, committing to friendship, committing to a bunch of things. And in many cases, our perspective of commitment is either jaded or skewed by an experience, whether that's a rough experience when you committed yourself to something and it didn't work out the way it did, or a negative experience where you committed yourself to something and you thought it was good, but then it turns out to be not good, right? And there are so many different things that try to stir us away from commitment and make us very timid about the word. Just that concept of commitment is scary, makes it hard. But what I want to convey in this video is before you can commit yourself to anything else, you must commit to yourself. You must commit yourself to yourself. And what that means to me is really taking the time to dedicate your life to you. In many cases, we are taught to and raised and pushed to, live our lives for people other than ourselves. And in many cases, many fall into that cycle and don't really take the time to appreciate themselves. And even then, I'm not even just saying in the sense that like, oh, you must live your life to take care of someone else. I mean, like many cases too, we live our lives to try to commit ourselves to the approval of others, right? Pleasing others, appeasing to others, right? And I am no better than anybody else when it comes to that. I realistically, that's really what pushed me away from the channel for a little bit, within the time being, just because I kind of felt like deterred a little bit. But I want you to really realize and think about the fact that your life is your life. No one can live it for you. No one can decide it for you, and no one can really, be with you all the time. No one can be with you more than you. You know what I'm saying? And what that really means to me is if you're going to be with yourself all your life, you might as well commit to yourself. Commit your life to whatever makes you happy. Commit your life to your passions, your desires, your aspirations, your dreams, and your purposes, From my own testimony, I know that I want to just do something with my life where, when the whole question of college and jobs and careers comes up, I'm kind of like stuck a little bit now. But at the end of the day, the deep root of it all, I want to commit myself to a purpose of, making the world a better place, making it more positive, right? And realizing that I must commit to myself. I must, do these things like these videos. That's really what pushed me to make this video today too, and understand that idea that committing to myself means taking the time and committing to what I say I desire, or what I believe I desire, what I know makes me happy, what I know my purpose is within this life, and that is to spread positivity, correct? So applying that to yourself, or applying that to you, there is so much you can do in this life. There are so many things you can commit yourself to in this life, but at the deep root of it all, commitment starts with committing to yourself and committing to your future. Momentary things can only last for momentary times, So realistically think about what you want your life to be dedicated to, where you want to end up in life, what you want your life to amount to. If you want to amount to greatness, you must commit yourself to greatness, and that requires a lot. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying you won't fail, throughout the process, but that's the process of life. And if you're going to commit yourself to anything, commit yourself to yourself. There are so many things you can do in this life to find yourself, commit to something, to really truly connect yourself with yourself, right? Understand who you are. But the deep root of it all, do not let the outside world pull you away from that commitment. You've come too far. You've come from a lot. You've gone through a lot to just stop committing yourself to who you are and yourself. The world is going to judge you no matter what you do. The outside world is going to try to sway you no matter what you do. The outside world will many times disagree with you no matter what you do. But make sure you are committing yourself to yourself, and at the deep root of it all, making the world around you a better place. That's what makes life beautiful. That's what makes your life beautiful. That's what makes living life beautiful. And it's much easier said than done. I get that. I have so many things I want to do, and I look at this vision board over here and I'm like, man, I got so much that I'm still struggling to do. But at the deep root of it all, it's like, I got to really understand that if I'm committing myself to other things outside of myself, then I can commit myself to things that belong to me, that will really truthfully make myself a better person and amount to some form of greatness. And I mustn't allow the outside world to take me away from that commitment and that pact that I've made with myself. So take it from me. Commitment to yourself is the biggest justice you can do for you in this life. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. Because in that moment, you remove any restrictions that the outside has placed upon you, and you really truthfully are focusing on what you amount to, what you want to amount to. And don't let the trials you face stop you either. Commitment is far from easy. That's why you must commit, right? But don't let that discourage you. realize life will still be full of adversities no matter what you do. So, yeah, that's all I have. Understand that, accept that, and live by that. I thank you guys. I love you guys. God bless all of you that have watched all the way through this video. So much love, so much appreciation for every single one of you. All support is greatly appreciated. Liking the video, commenting, sharing this video, everything is greatly appreciated.